All right, this screen should look familiar. This is from PhET Bending Light. It would be a good idea to take a look back at your notes from that activity, or to even take a look again at the online simulation if you want to review for the quiz. What I have here, I have a laser shining through, and then this protractor just measures the angle. I have it set up right now, so it's only in air. And what we talked about in class is that light travels in straight lines unless it changes mediums. So what you can see here, the angle it's coming in is 30 degrees, and the angle that it's coming out is 30 degrees. And this is because it isn't changing medium. What you'll notice as I change the index of refraction, as I move from one medium to another, the light's going to bend. And when it bends, it means it's just no longer traveling in that straight path. And so as the index of refraction increases, you can see the light bending more and more as it goes from the top medium to the bottom medium. Now I have light coming in still at 30 degrees, but when it's exiting, it's at about 19 degrees or 20 degrees. So that's one important thing to understand for the quiz. Also on the quiz, we're going to take a look at how much light is transmitted or reflected. So in this case, I can measure the intensity of the light. When the light comes in, I have 100% intensity because that represents all of the light that we're measuring. And so you can see in this example, the intensity of light coming through is 93%. 93% of the light passes through. And so what I'm going to see up here is that a little less than 7% of the light is being reflected. So you'll need to understand how these numbers represent the light that is transmitted and reflected. When we looked at prisms for this activity, we used white light and we set up a prism. And depending on how you adjust that prism, you can get a rainbow or not. And the thing that you need to know from this is that white light contains all the colors of light. As it hits the glass of the prism, you'll see that it starts to bend. And when it exits the glass of the prism, it also bends because it's changing mediums here from air to glass and here from glass to air. And we get this separation of the colors of light. Now, if I was going to look at the actual colors, I would see they don't all bend the same amount. And that's why I get a rainbow and not just a white ray of light coming out. If you have questions about either of these things, please come and see me at APT.